Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, this is going to be a fun night because I'll be completely honest, we've been grinding the content recently and I have not done a live stream in a minute. We've been adjusting some things, the camera's being a little bit laggy, so I apologize on that, but hopefully you guys are all having a good night. We're going to be jumping into the marathon stream on Underdog, so if you do want to come join with us, of course, come draft with us on Underdog. Use code Caleb100 to get that special pick'em plus first time deposit. But it's almost football season. It's been a bunch of great stuff happening in the preseason. Jane Daniels, Caleb Williams, both looking good as rookie level quarterbacks. But I'm just excited. More and more content is coming on the way. So if you guys, like I said, want to hop in this with us, feel free. Feel free. But like I said, this was impromptu stream. It's a Saturday night, and I wanted to draft. And so I'm going to draft on tonight. So like I said, we're jumping in to a marathon stream, and I am entering it right now, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what gets lined up. Like I said, we're waiting on 4 people, so if you do want to hop in, feel free to hop in. If not, it's literally 9:21 on a Saturday night, and your boy is going to be drafting. So let's make sure, like I said, we're going to make sure once we get this, we make the draft board. We'll zoom in a little bit, make sure everything is looking pretty. But like I said, I'm pumped to continue putting out this content, continue making stuff for you. So, like I said, we're gonna have a good time here in this marathon draft. $15. See how how much money we'll make at the end of this stream. But if you guys are tuning in, let me know how the audio sounds. Like I said, the camera's being a little laggy, so apologies on that. We are working through some stuff, and here we go. It just got filled, so we will see how things end up going. And just like that, we are at the 107. Draft starts in 60 seconds. So if you're tuning in, let me know when your redraft leagues are. Putting out a pretty good draft strategy video tomorrow. I'm pretty happy and excited about it. But we're going to be about, I would say, for the next 3-4 weeks, I mean, right before football season, we're posting a video a day. So I want all y'all locked in, getting ready to draft. Shout out to Kevin or Christian, whoever it is. Saturday night, Caleb won't stop grinding best ball drafts. Yeah, the best ball bros, we never sleep. And to be honest, I probably need to be doing more of these. I haven't been doing a ton. Shout out to my Underdog people that absolutely love it. I have a ton of money, so I have to get through the next, like, I would say, how many drafts do I have to do? I have to do at least 2 a day at this point. So I've been doing a ton off stream, but I need to be doing a lot more on stream. So Kevin or Christian, appreciate you being here. So it means the absolute world. But like I said, a lot of exciting things here. We'll move me so everyone can kind of see the draft board. I've been having a good time. Like, what, Jamar Chase at the 101? Sheesh. I love some Jamar Chase. Listen, I love Jamar Chase. I think a lot of people are turning into like, hey, he's going to be the 101. I'm not getting that cute. I'll still take CeeDee Lamb. I'll still take Tyreek Hill above him. But we're going to be up here on the clock, and we'll see. Do we get... does like a JJ or a Mon fall to us, or is it going to be me having to just close my eyes and take Brees and be happy with it? Because I currently right now do have Brees as my RB2, and so we'll do it. Hopefully we can do a little bit of a hero RB build. But I don't know, Kevin or Christian, if you're here, but I would love to hear who you have as your RB2 right now. Are you all in on Brees, or are you looking at good old Bijan. So, but yeah, so we go with Brees. Oh, shout out Dylan. Yo. My man's in the house. Shout out Dylan. Shout out to him hitting 1,000 subscribers. It's been like a month now, but shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you for grinding the content as well. Us content creators never sleep. So, yeah, here putting out some good old feelers. Like I said, once we get closer to the season, we'll be doing some streams with all of y'all. We'll also be doing a ton more, like, I don't know if we're going to be doing any leagues. I also, if you guys signed up with my code Underdog, we'll definitely be sending out that draft guide as well. But I'm going to be here every week to answer your start sit questions like last year. So super pumped to get it going. I'll say this. I had someone watch one of my videos for the first time since like week 12. And they're like, oh my goodness, Caleb, like I'm back. I'm like, yes, you are back. And so we're coming back up on the clock here. And there's some and Jonathan Taylor at the 112, that's kind of becoming a lot more of a normal culprit. I don't know how I feel about it in Underdog. A lot of people like Jonathan Taylor. But then going Jonathan Taylor and Marvin over Puka, I know all the camp reports are saying Cooper Kupp's back, Cooper Kupp's back. I can't get that fully on just dropping Puka based on that, based on those results. And then, we're grinding. We're grinding over here on a Saturday night. Honestly, I was in the middle of recording my video for yesterday, and we were having some camera difficulties, and I was like, hey, let me just stream a draft, because nothing screams streaming a draft with your camera potentially going in and out. But we're talking a little bit in my video, tomorrow, about just overall strategy and how I'm going to be using it in my redraft league. So pretty excited. Saquon Barkley off the board. So now we're in this spot of the draft. Do I go Drake London? Do I go Devontae Adams? I'm going to go with Devontae. I think you could have convinced me. I like the upside of Drake. I also like the upside of Nico. I mean, we saw Tank Dell and that pass connection from CJ Stroud. Offense is looking good this year. I just think for me, Devontae Adams is going to be getting 150, 160 plus targets. I love some Brock Bowers too this year, but really besides him, Jacoby, and Bowers, they're going to be getting all the target share. So even if it's not great targets, it's still targets earned. And so I like Devontae Adams here at this point in the draft. So let's take a look at this draft board. So yeah, we got Devon and then we got Derrick Henry, both off the board. Like I said, I think my underdog strategy, of course, is a little bit different than my redraft strategy when we're actually setting lineups. Because you could have convinced me there, in an actual redraft league, when I'm sitting there at the 18th overall pick, and I could have gone double hero with Brees and Devon. But in a format like Underdog, we're having to start 3 wide receivers. Yeah, I'll snag up some Devontae Adams. Now, I talked a little bit about it, but Nico Collins continues to be a great value that I'm absolutely a fan of. Shout out to my app for jumping right down below my head. But yeah, I think with Tank Dell, the target competition, with Stephon Diggs, I am a little bit nervous about the overall ceiling for Nico. And I've been a pro Nico guy for the last, I would say, month. Not last month, last few months. Shout out to you, Kevin or Christian over here, if it's Kevin, and his fandom. Nico Collins has really come on and really emerged last year as a top level wide receiver. And so what's that target share going to look like? And the other thing that I've been seeing with a lot of these best ball underdog drafts is we got a lot more, I don't want to say casuals, that sounds bad, because I would consider myself a casual too. But we have a lot more people showing up that maybe are heavy on the running back. So the fact that we see Travis Etienne, who we probably were able to get in the middle of the 5th round, a month ago? Now he's going at the beginning of the 3rd. So there has been some ADP risers. Absolutely love a guy like Malik Neighbors too. He's also now in the back end of the 2nd. We were able to get him in the middle of the 3rd pretty much consistently over the last month. So a lot of things are constantly changing. Shout out to The Roll. Appreciate you tuning in here, my guy. So we got Kyron off the board. Man, it's crazy how much running backs are flying off. I understand this is a little bit different of a contest where it is the marathon. So it is a culmination of all the points. So it's not just focused on week 17 basis. But I will say I am a little bit surprised at the amount of running backs that have gone off the board. And so we're on the clock here and we're chatting it up instead of figuring out who we're going to draft. So we need to go with another wide receiver here. So I'm looking at a guy like Brandon Ayuk. I'm looking at a guy like a DK Metcalf or a Devontae Smith. I feel really good about Brandon Ayuk here, and we'll see what happens with the trade. Does he go to the Pittsburgh Steelers? That probably hurts his overall value, hurts his overall pick, but I feel pretty good about getting Brandon Ayuk at the back end of the 3rd. There's some other guys on the board that I potentially saw that I was like, hey, we'll see if this guy falls to my next pick, but if not, no worries. The other thing that I've been noticing about some of these drafts, I just had a draft where I do like Travis Kelce in the early 4th, but it's so hard because then you almost have to reach on a Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce in the 3rd in Underdog to then hopefully get the stack with Patrick Mahomes, which can be pretty difficult. And cool, you get that stack, but what did you have to give up? And on some of my teams where I really like getting one of those elite level tight ends in the 5th, whether that's a guy like a Dalton Kincaid, sometimes Trey McBride falls a little bit to the 5th, or potentially, he's usually going to the 4th, Trey McBride, or potentially even if you have to do it and convince me, a guy like Kyle Pitts. But yeah. And then Dylan says, when drafting Ayuk, if you're drafted with stay, you're drafting him as if he's going to be in San Francisco or Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think he ends up in San Francisco. I think this kind of whole big ball and chain of them trying to trade him without knowing exactly where he's going, like 100%. I think he's 100% going to, let me just adjust this. Yep. I think he's 100% staying with the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, at this point, if he could have taken the money and gone to the Patriots, but he didn't. So since that didn't happen, I'm pretty much cool in thinking that he's going to be staying with the San Francisco 49ers. But we'll have to see. I think Justin Fields looked good in the preseason game. So for the people that are saying, oh, Caleb, like, he was saying, hey, Justin Fields didn't look good, and I'm not going there. Like, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields would be fine for Brandon Ayuk's overall value, because the fact of the matter is, as much as the Pittsburgh Steelers with Arthur Smith might not be a huge passing level offense, like the San Francisco 49ers were a bottom 30 passing attempt team last year. So giving the opportunity for Brandon Ayuk to get in an offense that, even though it's maybe not that much more volume, can be a lot more volume, makes me excited for Brandon Ayuk if he were to leave and go somewhere else. Now, the question then remains, what I think the Brandon Ayuk landing on the Steelers hurts George Pickens a lot more, but we'll have to see. We shall see. Dylan, let me know if the audio is coming through. And I continue to see the camera lagging behind a little bit. Shout out to Ecamm for having some difficulties here tonight, but appreciate all you. So we're 2 picks away. We've kind of had this little hero RB build going. There's 2 guys on the board that I'm intrigued with. And that was it. I was hoping Jalen Hurts would go so we could get Sam Laporta. You know, Sam Laporta at the 4-6 gives us some stacking options with a Jared Goff later on in the draft. There wasn't really any wide receivers that I thought were a big enough tier gap for me not to draft Sam Laporta, because honestly, this would have been earlier in the offseason. Sam Laporta was going around like the 3-2, the 3-3, the 3-4, and now you're able to get him at pick 42. So not significantly behind ADP, but enough behind ADP that I do feel good. The values, like Devontae Adams was maybe a pick reach. I like the value on Breece Hall and then Sam Laporta. So we're building out quite the team here, ladies and gentlemen, which are probably just all gentlemen, but appreciate all you. And then Dylan says, audio's good. Just traded Zay Flowers for Pickens in Dynasty like 2 weeks ago. So Brandon Ayuk stays in San Francisco. Yeah, that's an interesting trade, Dylan. I think when we're looking at, I have Zay Flowers ahead of Pickens, just complete transparency, but it's so close. And I think the thing that would make you excited for Pickens being like a higher level wide receiver, at least for dynasty purposes, I know Pickens is like a year older. You're just hoping for better quarterback play for Pickens more than anything, because we've seen the elite level traits to say that this guy can be an elite level, alpha level wide receiver. But that's kind of my thoughts there, Dylan. So good trade. But yeah, I understand if Ayuk lands in the Steelers offense, yeah, it does nuke Pickens' overall dynasty value just a little bit. So we're about to be back up here on the 5th. This draft is moving along nicely, and we need to select another wide receiver here. And Scary Terry it is. I think after what we saw today out of Scary Terry, I mean, I know he didn't play, but what we saw out of Jaden Daniels today makes me excited. Seeing a deep ball, like a Jaden Daniels who's able to be a rushing quarterback but also has a deep ball, makes me super excited for Terry McLaurin, where we've been waiting on Terry McLaurin to have a receiver. Now, I know he's been like a high-end wide receiver 2, a middling wide receiver 2 on a points-per-game basis the last, 2-3 years? But Terry McLaurin does command the targets, and in this offense, it's him, it's Jahan Dotson. They got rid of Curtis Samuel. You got Benson it. You got Zach Ertz. I mean, Terry McLaurin's the clear alpha for me. So I'm very happy with that. And then Dylan said, yeah, so it was more lateral move, but I believe in Pickens' talents more. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Dylan. Right there with you. I did not mean to slide the draft like that. So let me get back to where I was at. Man, that was quite the slide. Yeah, Dylan, good moves. I appreciate the talk, the dynasty talk, because we've been making a lot of moves here recently as well. Right before the season, I feel like a lot of people in dynasty, it's like right before the draft, and it's right before the season where they really address their team. And so that has been kind of what I've been trying to do as well. So we're 6 picks away here. And so we got 3 wide receivers and we got 2 tight ends. So like we said, we like to typically get between 4 to 5 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds. So we'll have to see what value falls to us here. There are some wide receivers that I feel very good about. There's also some quarterback options that I feel very good about. So we'll have to see how this goes. Right now we're in a serious hero RB build. There's no values that I'm liking on the board. We got my man, Mr. Rashi Rice, going off the board to Mag33. Mag probably tunes into the channel because if you tune into the channel, you know me and Mr. Murshi are tight as all get out. So, because what? If we're viewing this, yeah, so I'm going to have to wait a whole... We're starting to get into quarterback tier territory where I have to, do I wait? Do I draft? Do I reach? All questions. This format's a little bit different too because I'm not as concerned about week 17. I want quarterbacks that can kind of make it all the way through. CJ Stroud off the board. Do I go with a guy like Kyler Murray or do I wait? Is the real question we are in our predicament. Now, we're staring down the board. Hollywood Brown is an option. Keenan Allen's an option for us. And Xavier Worthy is an option for us. I think I'm going Keenan Allen. And here, this is the reason why. So we're looking at our team, and we did need an upside shot. So I was definitely considering Hollywood Brown or Xavier Worthy. The thing is, after what I saw out of Caleb Williams today, granted, preseason hype is a thing. So I'm not trying to say that Caleb Williams is the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. What I am saying is that I think they're going to have enough passing volume for Keenan Allen to continue to do what he's done under Justin Herbert. I think DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, I'm very happy about him. Now, Rome Odunze, how that kind of factors into the equation, that's a big question. But I do think Keenan Allen has a lot of potential in this offense. Dylan says, you watch any preseason football? Caleb looked great, and Burrow looked pretty healthy to me. Yeah, Dylan, I watch a ton of preseason football. Now, granted, I probably watch the first quarter of all the games, and then I just turn it off because there's no reason for me to watch third stringers. Unless I'm watching a guy like a Dylan Lobb on the Raiders or something. Like, there's a reason for me to watch a Dynasty stash. But I did like how the way Caleb looked. I think Burrow looked super healthy. I like that connection with T. Higgins. I like Jane Daniels today. So there's a lot to like in the overall offenses. But no, I'm right there with you. Football's football. And giving me something to watch on a Saturday, that's what I like to see. So we are, how many picks away? We're 8 picks away. And so all of our quarterbacks that we were interested in are off the board. There are still some options for us that I'm feeling very comfortable with down the line. Now, the real question is how juicy we want to get. How juicy? I think we're going to, like I said, we're just going to continue. I think we're going to punt the quarterback position here. Joe Burrow was in thought process for me if he was going to make it, but since he's not going to make it, that's fine. We got a lot of different wide receiver options that I like. We probably need to start thinking about, like I said, we've done this hero RB build, so we can start really addressing the running back position as well. Feeling pretty good about this team, though, Dylan. Not gonna lie. It's looking pretty good. But like I said, guys, if you guys are tuning in for the first time, thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. As well as if you guys are a subscriber of the channel, guys. It means the absolute world. We're on the way to 3,000 subscribers. And the only way that I've been able to do this is with all of you and all your interaction and all your comments. And so we're winning fantasy football championships this year. I'm so confident. We won, honestly. I almost need to put like a collective video together of a lot of people that come into the live streams and like their win totals and stuff like that. Cause I think fantasy football is so finicky. So my advice or us just talking as a community, like, you know, we're not all going to win. We're going to be wrong a lot of the times because that's part of the game we play. But I think we were very successful last year and we're going to have a very successful year this year. So appreciate all of the support. So we're 2 picks away. Rome Odunze was a guy I was really hoping was going to fall. I don't know why I thought he was going to fall, but I just thought there might be a shot. So we're going to be sitting here, and we're going to go with another wide receiver. And I think the two guys that are catching my eye are like a Lad and a JSN. And we get our choice of both. I'm going to go with Lad just because it gives us the potential to stack a Justin Herbert later on at QB. But I feel comfortable. I feel very comfortable with our wide receiver room right now. Now, our running backs, we're going to absolutely have to address over the next few rounds. So, both quarterback and running backs are major priorities on this team. We're probably only going to take 2 tight ends because we did draft Sam Laporta. So, maybe an interesting guy would be, I don't want to give any names away because people are watching the stream. So, but we'll keep it tight. We'll keep it tight on these overall values. And this is the other thing. I don't know how many of you tune into like underdog drafts as a whole, but I don't draft, like a lot of people like to talk about correlations, like to talk about stacks. I do like those. Like I do think there's value in that, but I think a lot of times people sometimes don't take the best values at all times because they're trying to get a little bit too cute. So I know the data sometimes suggests, hey, make sure that you get the stack. Make sure you get the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack, the Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, but sometimes it doesn't fall that way and you just have to kind of take what's best available for you. And Dylan says, I've been going hero mocks and I love it. Yeah, hero RB. So in tomorrow's video, I'm talking a little bit about hero RB, talk a little bit about zero RB. And over the next, week to week and a half, we'll be going through all the strategies. I'll be giving you kind of how I'm doing it. I'll give you guys live examples. So don't worry. We will be giving you all of the goods. So we're still 5 picks away here. And there's still some really good values on the wide receiver front. So maybe I should have dipped my toes in. Maybe I should have drafted Devon in the second and gone with a little bit of a double hero RB action. But I feel pretty good about still like the Devontae Adams. Man, I'm overthinking it over here. I'm rethinking some decisions on my life. And that's okay. Running back is starting to get a little bit nasty. So I'm hoping we can take advantage of that. I can wait on quarterback a little bit more, in my personal opinion. A guy like Jordan Addison is super appetizing here. I'm kind of getting... Do I go with a guy like... We have to. I didn't want to, but we'll go with Jalen Warren. Right at ADP. Arthur Smith, I pray that you choose Jalen Warren as your dude. You know, there's always a Cordell Patterson on every roster for Arthur Smith. So I'll go with Jalen Warren. So now we have 2 running backs. Like I said, we probably need to get to like 5 running backs to feel comfortable. We're still holding off on QB. And we still have 9 picks to go. So a lot of values to be had. But now we get to be a little bit crispy because we didn't draft an early round quarterback. So do we go with 3 quarterbacks? Depends on how comfortable. I think this year in fantasy football, the quarterback position is honestly the deepest that I can remember. Now, you do want to get a points per game advantage like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Josh Allen. I just don't think... How do I want to say this? The gap is not as wide as it used to be. So if I can get a points per game advantage at running back or wide receiver, hopefully wide receiver, if we're talking straight up in your redraft leagues, then that's kind of what I want to be doing. But when all of a sudden Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, who used to be like middling second round picks, even in your like home league, is now being drafted in the 3rd round to even back into the 3rd round, depending on your league, sign me the heck up. Hunter says, shout out to Hunter for tuning in. Says, I took CD over Tyreek, but the contract stuff is scaring me. Yeah, Hunter, don't be scared. I wouldn't be scared. I think CD Lamb is still, most people, like, you could argue is like the 101, especially with the CMC hamstring injury. I would not be scared. I would not be scared of CD Lamb. This happens every offseason. People want their money. People want to be paid their money. I think he made the right decision there, my guy. He's like right now my 101. Depends. CMC is so good. Even if CMC has like a slight down tier off of what he did last year. So let's say that this calf injury is scary. He's down 10% over where he was last year. He's still going to be a league-winning running back. So I think the argument could be made of CMC or CeeDee Lamb. But if you were kind of in that draft position, Hunter, and you were not at the 101, so you're at the 102, and you had to decide between CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, I 100% think you made the right move, my guy. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being on the channel. Appreciate you, my guy. And we're gonna win some fantasy football championships. Is this what type of league is this, Hunter? Is this like a friends league? Is this like your home league? Let me know. I think that's the other hard part about making content of this time of year is not knowing when everyone's drafting. Like I have some drafts that are next week. I have some drafts that are the next week after that, and then a ton of stuff always, of course, happens over Labor Day. So let me know, Hunter, what type of league this was. But we're coming down the pike, and I'm happy about that decision. But we got two guys sitting here that I didn't think were going to be here. Just being completely honest. So we'll see if he makes it to us. And then I'll be done at this position, and I can navigate it. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Okay, breathe a sigh of relief. We're one pick away. Brock Bowers was not the way I was going. I was going with Jordan Addison. And like I said, we're pretty much what? Now we got 6 elite level wide receivers. I think I say elite level, but like in Underdog terms, we don't have to get any like late round guys. So now we really need to address 2 to 3 quarterbacks, a crap load of running backs, and another tight end. So, but we'll see. We're back up in 9 picks. So I played this in hopes that I would get a really good value at quarterback. Now, if this doesn't happen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be a dummy. But if this plays out right, we're going to feel really good about our wide receivers, and then we're going to absolutely just take a ton of dart throws at running back. So this is your ultimate level hero RB because Jaylen Warren as your RB2 makes you feel exactly how you want. And then Hunter said, yeah, with friends. Yeah, Hunter, you're... Dude. Listen, in any friend league, most of your friends, I would say this, a lot more people are tuning into YouTube content than they used to. But if you I'm not just saying tune into me. Appreciate you being here. Want your support. But I'll say this, if you watch just a few videos a day, a few videos a week, you're already going to be light years ahead away of your friends. And we're going to be streaming every Wednesday, typically once on the weekend, and then also Sunday morning. So, dude, come in anytime. I'll answer all your Star State questions, and we'll help you win a championship. So, appreciate you, Hunter, for being here. We are on the clock in a few picks, and Caleb Williams off the board. That was going to be a target because we did have that Keenan Allen stack. Now we're going to have to evaluate, do we go with a guy like Brock Purdy? I guess we do have the San Francisco stack if that were to fall that way. But my worry with that is if Brandon Ayuk gets traded, it doesn't matter though. We need a quarterback bad. And Brock Purdy, honestly, on a points per game basis last year wasn't bad. It wasn't flashy, but it wasn't bad. So we'll have to see. Plus, we'd be getting him almost a round later of his ADP. Fingers crossed up, gentlemen. Are we going to get our guy? Are we going to get our guy? Come on. Come on. We're going to do a sound effect if we do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Brock Purdy, welcome to the team. That was feeling... I was getting a little nervy there. I'm not going to lie. That was a little bit of a nervous situation. So, yeah, we ended up doing it. We now have, like I said, Brock Purdy, Breece Hall, Jaylen Warren. We need to absolutely hammer that position. But that Devontae Adams, Brandon Ayuk, Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Ladd, Jordan Addison, Sam Laporta, for those that are wondering what the heck's been happening on this team here. I'll scroll down. Sam Laporta. So what? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers. So we potentially need another wide receiver. We need 3 running backs, probably 4 running backs. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 more picks. So let's say, 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, and a tight end and a receiver. That's our play. That is the build. We're just kind of coming up on this on the spot, but I think the fun thing. And then here, Hunter, you're allowed to pop as many questions as you want in the chat, dude. I appreciate all the interactions. He says, I start Love over Kyler, right? No, you start Kyler over Love. I think Jordan Love, honestly, on a points per game basis was incredible last year, but I think Kyler Murray with that Konami code quarterback upside, I'm glad that you have both. The good news is Kyler with that Konami code rushing upside, there's always the potential for higher risk of injury, but at the same time, like last year coming off the ACL, he wasn't rushing. Like in previous years, he's had like 600, 700, 800 rushing yards in the whole season. Last year, he only had like 350, but he still finished like super high on a points per game basis. So I would start Kyler, but I think Love kind of gives you that balance. And honestly, if both are performing during the season and you can flip one for another position upgrade, that's exactly what I'd be doing, Hunter. But yeah, but that could also be a week to week thing. Because of course, if like Jordan Love's absolutely cooking, which looks like he's starting to cook, then everything we love to see. Shout out to all 7 of you guys tuning in. Means the absolute world. Hanging out with me at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. Could have better things to do. It's warm weather outside, but we're all here talking some fantasy football. Like I said, guys, we're going to be doing a lot more streams. We're going to be doing some live streams, so if you guys want in, make sure that you just comment that on a video. Before we do a live stream, I'll do like a sleeper. I'll send out a mock link on the YouTube comments, and then you guys can just jump in and draft. So pretty awesome. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're up in 2 picks. Like we said, we need to really start to hammer the running back position. So that's what we're going to do. So the real question is Ezekiel Elliott or Austin Eckler? Honestly, there's a chance Zeke isn't even the starter. There's a chance Austin Eckler, he's going to be the backup. He's going to be the 3rd down role. But we'll go with Zeke. We'll talk some touchdown upside here for Zeke. We got him 5 picks behind ADP. I feel pretty good about that overall board. Now we're 10 picks away. So this is kind of my thoughts with this is, do we go with our second quarterback? Because there's a guy on the board a little bit down the way that I like a lot, that I think the community is a little bit lower on. But we'll see. We'll see if they fall. Like I said, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in on your Saturday night. Means the world. We're here. Like we said, we got my big head is in the way. Goodness gracious. Move your head, son. There we go. So we feel pretty good about the overall values that we've gotten so far. So if you guys are just now tuning in, we went Burris, Devontae, Brandon Ayuk, Sam Laporta, Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Ladd, Jalen Warren, Jordan Addison, Brock Purdy, and Zeke. Now, this is Underdog, and we're 100% going with a late round QB. Shout out to JJ Zacharyson, but I don't love doing it anymore. I love to get those points per game differences at the quarterback position, and we 100% haven't found it with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's solid, but he's also not that type of guy. So now we have to decide, are we going to go, like we said, in this best ball format? Am I going to be drafting, 2 quarterbacks? Or am I going to be drafting 3 quarterbacks? We'll have to see. And then Dylan says, yes, sir, listening to a lot as I work on graphics for videos. Shout out to you, Dylan, for grinding so hard in the late nights. That's what it is. The graphics on any video take the longest. Like, honestly, I know my videos compared to like guys like Flock, or a lot of them have full-time like video editors, which of course when we're starting out you don't have. And so actually editing a video, for those of you, not that you guys asked to hear this little bit of rant, but you're going to hear it anyway, a little bit peeled back behind the curtain. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Not only do you have to record, you have to script out a video, you have to do all your research, You then got to make sure your camera looks good. And right now my camera looks like junk because it's being a little bit laggy. Then you got to, of course, make sure that your audio sounds good. Then you got to record. Then you got to edit and out all the graphics. So it can be a lot. So to any of you that are thinking about doing content, like, it is quite the journey. It's fun. It's fun though, because I've met a ton of friends and had a ton of fun just getting to know all of you guys. Because at the time, like, let's just be clear, I'm a 27-year-old dude who likes fantasy football. The world looks at me as lame, but it's not lame. It's absolutely incredible. And the way that it makes it incredible is that I get to know each and every one of you on the daily. So yeah, all in all, just to say, we're building the best community over here, and I want you in it. And not only are you getting the community aspect, we're winning fantasy football championships. So we're just going to be dunking on our friends for the next few years. So that's what's awesome. So we're one pick away here, and I swear, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. And we got him. Justin Herbert joined the team. Listen, this could not have been ended up better with us waiting on QB, because we get, not only do we have Brock Purdy in the stack with Brandon Ayuk, but then we got Justin Herbert in the stack with Ladd McConkey. So I know a lot of you guys don't play best ball Underdog, but stacks are like so important in these formats. And so absolutely love some of this. And shout out to the big old cousin coming in the chat. Tim, you're so much older than me, dude, I'm just kidding. But shout out to Tim. Tim was my cousin who actually introduced me to fantasy football. Back in 2007, LaDainian Tomlinson was the 101 in our league. It was a 6-man league. We actually had to submit our lineups via email to Tim, and he would calculate the totals. We'd submit waivers, everything. There wasn't like an ESPN at the time. There was, but I don't know why we did it. We drafted out of a magazine. And then so he says, as the guy that introduced you to fantasy football and the guy that beat you last year, these people should listen to me, not you. LOL, yeah. Take me down. You took me down, But you also beat down on, like we said, I'm in a big family league. So this is the family home league that kind of got it all started for me. 2007, LaDainian Tomlinson to now. So, yeah. Oh, shout out to Tim. Congrats on winning. But you're not winning it this year. I'm coming back with vengeance. So we're back on the clock in 5 picks. So we do like our team. We do like how things have turned out. Now the question is going to be, when are we going to draft our next tight ends? But we need to continue to address this running back position. But besides Breece Hall, we are in a ton of pain. So I feel good about our 2 quarterbacks. There's a chance that I don't draft another quarterback, because I do feel comfortable with Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert. Now, there could be a chance that we get a guy like we could take a chance on a late round stack with a J.J. McCarthy, but then that's also banking on the fact that is J.J. McCarthy actually going to start over Sam Darnold? And at what point? And is that going to be an advantage for us in this best ball format? Because Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert ideally should be outscoring J.J. McCarthy on a points per game basis. I know there's a ton of people that believe in J.J. McCarthy, and I'm not one of those guys. And it's not because I'm a Buckeye fan. I heard that. I heard it. Shout out to you, Kevin, in the chat. I heard you say, I know you're a Michigan fan. So, no, it's not because I'm a Buckeye fan. But you can clearly see that by my jerseys behind me. So we need to be going with another running back. So it's between Marshawn Lloyd and Chuba Hubbard. And Chuba, honestly, is going to be getting a lot of the work early on in the season. Now, I love me some Jonathan Brooks. I love him as much as the next guy. We also saw what Dave Canales was able to do with Rachaad White last year with the points per game advantage, or not points per game, but like the PPR potential with the receiving upside. So a lot of people are all excited with Dave Canales now with the Carolina Panthers, just assuming that he's going to boost Jonathan Brooks' overall receiving value. He's still coming off an ACL. He's probably going to be put on the PUP. He's probably going to be out the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season. I know they're saying there's potential that he'll be ready. I kind of doubt that he will be ready by the time the season starts. So therefore, I like the value of getting a guy like Chuba, especially like as our RB4, especially with this hero RB build where we need bodies, guys that are going to score fantasy football points. That's exactly what Chuba Hubbard is on this team. Now, when we look at the overall draft board, we have 5 picks left. And so we feel pretty good. We have 4 running backs, 1 tight end, and 2 quarterbacks. So what? Potentially 2 more running backs for sure. 1 more wide receiver, and then 1 tight end. Are we going to just do a 2 quarterback build? I think you could convince me on it. 2 running backs, Honestly, yeah, probably 3 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 receiver. So we'll just kind of play best available and play the board. Let me know if you guys are tuning in and you guys do underdog drafts. Would you draft a third quarterback here? Do you feel comfortable with Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert? Or are you like, Caleb, you're a freaking dummy? You need to add just a shot. Not even like a good player. Like we're talking, this is going to be like a Will Levis, Justin Fields type upside shot as your third QB. So let me know. We'll see. That was not what I wanted to do. I was trying to move me. But let me know how you guys are doing tonight. Thanks for tuning in on your Saturday night. It means the absolute world that we're just grinding the content, you know? We're grinding the content out here on this Saturday night. So now we're 4 picks away. And guys that are starting to creep my way, like we said, we need some running backs, but the running back values honestly are not good. They haven't been good. I kind of missed, I kind of dipped my toe in when I did these 2 late round QBs. I'm missing out on 2 really big opportunities for some running backs. But that's okay. There are some wide receivers that we like, that think have a ton of potential. Antonio Gibson's off the board. Baker Mayfield. And so we got 1 more pick before we're up here. And I think we might just take, I think we're going to take our last wide receiver, because I see like 3 guys' names that I actually like here. And then we'll just be done with the wide receiver position and punt it. Adam Thielen's off the board. So I was looking at Michael Wilson or Pop Douglas. We don't really have any correlations there, but we could grab a guy like Drake May later on. And so I will draft Pop just in the chance that we do that. I think they're so similar between the 2. And we are almost done with this draft. I'm feeling pretty good about this team. So shout out to all 4 of you guys still watching. Means the absolute world, as we are going to be absolutely producing some great content. Honestly, I'm super excited about the growth this channel has already been having. We compared this, like if you compare this August to last August, which granted I just started making content last year, but this August we've already grown more than I did the whole month of August last year. So there's going to be major things happening on this channel. I'm super pumped, super excited that you guys are here tuning in and supporting. Means the absolute world. We're going to be doing a ton more streams. I got a ton of people coming on the channel as well. Honestly, it's hard to get guests. So like a lot of people I get on the off season talking Dynasty content because it's just easier for them to come on when they're not making 7 videos a week as well. But there's a lot of exciting things happening. So appreciate everyone for your support. All the likes. Honestly, this is me just ranting, but anytime you tune into a video for me and you enjoy the content, hit the like button. That's the easiest way to support the channel and helps me grow the fastest. And the reason that I want to grow is because in the end, it's not about creating a huge community. It's not about subscribers. It's about really 2 things. Number 1, helping as many people as I can win their fantasy football championships. And number 2, I have really cool plans for like creating an awesome fantasy football community that like we haven't really seen. Because I think a lot of times, and this is me just going on a little bit of a rant, but a lot of times like it's like, hey, sign up for this and get into my Discord, or hey, come into my free Discord. And it's like the people that you want to be around. Cool. Like I join a Discord, but there's really no interaction with the set creator that I want to be with. And so like, that's not what I want to do at all. I want to be able to create a community where not only do we want to grow in our fantasy football knowledge and our content, but also like a lot of us that do this, we're actually very similar in the fact that we're not only passionate about fantasy football and sports, but we don't have a ton of those same people around us all the time. And so like, I just want to create like a place where people can join, not only be improving their fantasy football skills, but also improving their life skills, improving and just kind of creating this community where everyone can support each other. And honestly, not to say that like we don't have friends in real life, because we do, but some of the best friends that I've made have been over online, and because you meet people that are just as passionate about you, but they live states away. So that's kind of my goal heading into next year. So it's a super exciting, super pumped to kind of get that all into fruition. So like I said, there's a lot of things in the books, but I am creating the best fantasy football content this year that I can. So that's my goal and a promise that I am going to be doing and providing for you. So we're going to be back on the clock here. And I think we could go with, we're going to be going with another running back here. And when I'm looking at the running back, Kamani Vidal has been getting a ton of hype. I don't know if I can, Khalil Herbert's also interesting. I do like Khalil Herbert a ton. We're going with Khalil Herbert. Just after what I saw out of Caleb Williams in the offense today, Bucky Irving's going to need to take a ton of receptions from Rachaad White, and I just don't think that's going to happen to the extent that it needs to. So I will be drafting Khalil Herbert there. But like we said, now we're getting there. We're 3 rounds away, so we need 1 tight end for sure, another running back, and then are we taking a third quarterback? Do I take a third quarterback? I mean, I honestly drafted Pop Douglas in the thought I could get a weird stack with Drake May. I know a lot of people don't think Drake May is going to play. You could even convince me on like a guy like Justin Fields, depending if he's there. I doubt it. If we're looking at, let me see, does anyone else, how many quarterbacks does everyone else have? 1, 2. I mean, I think this year Ray's probably going to take a second quarterback since he only has Tua on his team. We have, I don't know, Mags, how many quarterbacks Mags has? He has 2 quarterbacks. Mania has 2 quarterbacks. So there's a chance there's a few teams that are only going to go 2, which is fine. We do need another running back, though. Major. And I think we just address it here. So we got 4 picks, and hopefully one of our guys falls. One of our guys is gone, and one of our guys is still available. Actually, 2 of our guys are still available. Might be a little bit of a reach, but like we said, you're this late in the draft, you take your shots. You take your shots where you can have them. So we'll see. Shout out to all 4 of you guys for tuning in. Means the world. Appreciate it. So he's still there. He's still there. He's still on my board. We got one more pick. And is he going to be there? Is he going to be there? He made it. Kamani Vidal, welcome to the team. So now we got 6 running backs, 7 wide receivers, and 1 tight end. So now I think we turn our attention to potentially another QB and a tight end. And I think we round this draft out pretty nicely with how everything kind of went into play. I have to say this. I liked the other streams like the puppy when I was able to grab, like it was like a 20-second clock instead of the 30-second clock. That's kind of been part of the issue here. But like I said, I know people are leaving the stream, which is totally fine. I just appreciate you guys for tuning in. Dylan, shout out to you for tuning in, watching all the content. Like I said, guys, if you guys like the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I will be back with another video tomorrow. No, it's super late at night, but I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out. Like I said, I'm going to finish this draft. We're going with another running back, or we're going with a tight end and a QB. You guys don't have to sit around waiting for it. Dylan, it might only be you at this point. It might only be you. But I just want you to know that that's what I'm doing. We'll see what happens. I don't want to make everyone wait to see these last few picks. So, appreciate you, Dylan. Catch you on the next one, man. Bye.